Welcome back to One-on-One Sports. Once again, I'm Alex Sharon, joined today by the veteran Sean Dolan and the rookie Ryan Ballack. Guys, we're here to discuss something that happens in New York every year, the NFL Draft. Now, who is the biggest bust to come through in all these years that it's been there?
Alex, it's got to be Ryan Leaf. The guy was the second pick overall, and the guy who went before him was some guy named Peyton Manning. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him or not. Ryan Leaf was signed for 4 years, $31.25 million, and he played for 4 different teams in 5 years. He's got to be the biggest bust ever.
Yeah, you know what? Look, here's why people think Ryan Leaf is the biggest bust ever. Because he was in the same draft class as Peyton Manning. He will forever be remembered as the other quarterback who was not Peyton Manning in that draft class.
Yes, but people after Ryan Leaf were Matt Hasselbeck and Brian Griese, both very talented quarterbacks, much better than Ryan Leaf.
No, look, here's what Ryan Leaf was. Ryan Leaf was a typical example of a player who was unable to transition from college football to the NFL. Jamarcus Russell, Matt Leinart, David Carr.
Exactly, a bust.
But it's all the same story. No, my biggest flop is Tony Mandarich. Second overall draft pick in the 1989 draft.
Third overall draft pick.
Second overall. Before him went Troy Aikman. After him went Barry Sanders. A little further down went Deion Sanders. The Green Bay Packers were criticized for, the Cowboys were criticized for taking Aikman over Mandarich. Mandarich was on Winstrol V, testosterone, Anadrol, Diebol, all kinds of steroids.
I'm going to have to go with Sean on this one, Ryan.
Thank you.
Just the players that were all surrounding Mandarich were phenomenal. Now, we've talked about the biggest bust. Sean, who's been the biggest steal?
The biggest steal for me, I'm going to throw a curveball at you. Shannon Sharp, tight end, 7th round draft pick in the 1990 draft, played for 14 years, won 3 Super Bowls with 2 different teams, went to 8 Pro Bowls. By the time he retired, he held the league records for receptions, yards, and touchdowns for tight ends easily.
Okay,
the most dominant player.
Shannon Sharp is impressive. But there's another guy who's kind of just a little bigger of a steal. His name's Tom Brady. I don't know if you've heard of him. I think he won 3 Super Bowls.
Okay.
7 Pro Bowls,
All right,
2 MVPs of the league, and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Okay. And he arguably could go down as the best quarterback in NFL history. And you're telling me Shannon Sharp, a tight end who did not have as big of an impact as Tom Brady has had on his team, he completely turned the entire Patriots franchise around into a dynasty that is today.
Okay, look.
He has the worst receiver, not even the best receivers, and he still finds a way to win.
I don't know what you expect out of a tight end. You're not going to get the type of leadership, playmaking ability that you're going to get out of a quarterback.
Well, obviously, that's why Tom Brady is a bigger steal.
Tom Brady has always had a Randy Moss, a Wes Welker,
all right,
Deion Branch, somebody to throw to.
I'm going to stop you right there. You just listed my biggest steal, Randy Moss, 4th round draft pick. They got him for in 2007. He's the biggest steal.
Shannon Sharp, 7th rounder. It's the last
Moving
pick.
on. Guys, all right, we've talked about the best players of the past, so let's go to the future. Ryan, who's going to be your best player 5 years from now, picked from this draft?
I'm going to have to go with the wide receiver out of Georgia, A.J. Green. Okay. The guy is a really he's a beast, basically. He has drawn comparisons to people like Randy Moss, Larry Fitzgerald. He's a really tall, athletic receiver that really can sky over everybody. And with the quarterback, if he's not drafted to the Carolina Panthers, who have literally no quarterback, if he's drafted to some team with a quarterback that can legitimately throw the ball in the air, I think he'll be great in the next 5 years.
You know what? Not a bad pick, but I've got a better one. Patrick Peterson, who, when covering your A.J. Green, held him to 2 catches. 2.
Just saying, I think A.J. Green in 5 years will be more successful than Patrick Peterson. It's much easier for a wide receiver to have a bigger impact than a cornerback.
Well, let me tell you right now, Patrick Peterson stands at 6 foot, 219 pounds. He's a big physical threat at cornerback. He ran a 4.34 in the combine. He's lightning quick, incredibly athletic, and he and Eric Berry are going to become the face of defensive secondaries in the NFL.
Sean, I'm going to have to stop you there. We're running out of time. As the de facto GM, I'm going to make the choice. A.J. Green and Ryan get the pick.
What?
All right.
Give me a break.
Our time has come to an end, but we hope that you'll continue this discussion at home. Check out our other videos on YouTube as well as Facebook. For Sean Dolan, Ryan Ballack, Max Gongaware, and Joe DiRienzo, Tom Waterman, I'm Alex Sharon, and as always, whose side are you on?